This is ABC7 News Weekend Edition. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news, the Manatee County chapter of the NAACP releasing their findings today of an extensive records request from Bradenton Police Department. The statistics ranging from 1988 to 2015 and the results eye-opening. ABC7's Kate Flexter joins us live from Bradenton Police Department with more on these findings. Kate?
Good evening, Adam. Just hours ago, the NAACP released that information here at the Bradenton Police Department, and the group believes that those numbers show racial injustice. Now, this is the most extensive records request that the group has ever made. It covers 30 years and takes a look at written warnings, traffic stops, and officer-involved shootings. Now, those records show that 50% of the suspects in officer-involved shootings have been black. We reached out to the Bradenton Police Department for comment, but the department is not saying anything on the record for this story.
It certainly opens my eye to believe that certain people are being targeted based on those numbers.
No, Rome wasn't built in a day. A society wasn't built in a day, so it'll take some time to change the culture in the department. But I think we have a poor culture in Bradenton Police Department, and the community has known it for quite some time. We're just done sitting back. We're going to be aggressive, and we're going to start speaking out.
Moving forward, the NAACP hopes to see an investigation from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Live in Bradenton, Kate Flexter, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Kate, thank you very much. We'll have more details on that story later tonight. In other news, the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of a 3.5-month baby. The Sheriff's Office says its members of the Major Crimes Unit responded to the 1800 block of Bluebird Lane in Englewood. There, they found a baby unresponsive around 7 o'clock Saturday morning. Deputies performed CPR on the infant until EMS arrived. He was then transported to Englewood Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. The death is not believed to be suspicious at this time, but the investigation is ongoing. Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas recovering from the damage caused by Hurricane Matthew. Marcy Gonzalez reports from St. Augustine.
Hurricane Matthew now gone, but the storm leaving more devastation and lingering dangers in its wake.
Water can kill. And that's exactly what has happened, sadly, in North Carolina, and we still have those dangers ahead of us.
Several people still missing in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where roads, homes, and businesses were left under feet of water. And across the state,
oh, come on, sweetie.
More than 500 people had to be rescued from those deadly flash floods.
We're going to attempt to save these people.
First responders unable to save others. The death toll climbing here and in hardest hit Haiti, where the estimate is now at least 900. While in Florida today, gratitude for the lives spared.
We dodged a bullet.
And for some residents returning home for the first time.
Here's the bathroom.
Stepping right outside.
For what little was left behind.
And every light little rain must fall, in this case, literally.
And you saw Tom Schmidt there walking with his suitcase, and that's because the road his house is on was completely washed away by the storm, so a big cleanup ahead for a lot of communities. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, St. Augustine, Florida.
The death toll in the U.S. is now 17, nearly half coming from North Carolina. Here in Florida, the federal government approving portions of Governor Rick Scott's request for a major disaster declaration in Florida. Washington officials approved the declaration for debris removal and emergency protective measures. As of now, funding for individual assistance or permanent work to government buildings, roads, and parks has not been approved. The funding is available to state and some local governments in 8 Florida counties. FEMA says it is conducting damage surveys in other areas, and more counties may be added to that list. The Civil Air Patrol has set up a temporary operations base in Sarasota to assist Hurricane Matthew relief efforts. The civilian auxiliary of the U.S. Air Force will be conducting aerial photographic surveys of the eastern coastline from Key Largo to north of the Florida-Georgia border. And it's an effort to help aid FEMA and other state agencies in their rescue efforts. The Sarasota base, located along SRQ Airport runway, sent out 4 flights today and will be coordinating more all week. Civil Air Patrol has also activated bases in Tampa and Punta Gorda.
Many of the pilots are from the Sarasota area. Most of our
crew that is operating now is coming from the West Coast. This allows those that are on the East Coast that have been affected by the storm to do their recovery efforts.
The Florida wing was activated 1 week before the storm hit the state and generated more than 8,000 images in its initial flight on Friday. The scene in Jacksonville Beach is slowly returning back to normal, the area seemingly escaping major damage, but some areas still characterize the storm's impact on Northeast Florida. Alex Cordero has the latest.
Truly the calm after the storm here with Hurricane Matthew after it battered the Jacksonville Beach coastline and the surrounding area. As you can see, people are beginning to repopulate the beachfront, enjoying the beautiful weather, the calmer conditions, but the storm wasn't felt just along the shoreline. It was felt well inland. Businesses and homeowners felt the impacts, and here's what one homeowner had to say about riding out the hurricane.
Really, I mean, a lot of heavy winds, rains, one tree went down. The shed had a couple of roof tiles coming off of it, but the house wasn't damaged at all, no broken windows. I do feel for the people that lived east of 3rd Street, the people that did have actually serious home damage.
One of the major impacts from the hurricane was the storm surge. Take a look. This is how high the water got at its peak, specifically along this specific dune here. The erosion massive. It's going to take a while to completely clean up. But for now, reporting in Jacksonville Beach, Alex Cordero, WWSB, your Suncoast News.
All right, Alex, thank you very much. Now let's head over to Steve Newman for a look at that storm's path and our first check on our local weather. Steve?
Adam, it is now a thing of the past for the most part, although with its 75-mile-an-hour winds as a post-tropical low, Matthew is still prompting the National Hurricane Center to keep a tropical storm warning in effect for the North Carolina coast. But it's going to do nothing but move further out in the Atlantic. It's not going to loop back in our direction. It's history for the United States, and not a moment too soon. 65-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow morning. Now, you don't see this in summer very often. Not one single rain shower echo anywhere across the state of Florida. And if we zoom in and take a closer look at the Suncoast, not even one little shower here either. It's going to stay that way for several days. Here's the good thing, though. Currently at Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport, it's 88, dew point 66, and it's going to go lower than that. It's going to get more comfortable. Our high today, 92, last night's low, 75, and this is a hint of things to come. Look at the overnight low temperatures in the 60s. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Adam?
All right, thank you, Steve. More than 24 people are recovering from injuries after a train derailed in New York. Crews working through the night to clear the tracks after the train with 600 people on board derailed Saturday night. 33 people were hurt in the accident, including 7 employees and 26 passengers. 4 of those injuries were serious.
Well, we were on the third car and we were sleeping. Next thing we know, we just see sparks, and I'm guessing that he hit something on the left-hand side of the rail. So we derailed, we hopped up, derailed, and one of the cars actually, the door came ripped off.
Yeah, the door ripped off, the train's sideways, it's like crooked off the rails.
All right, now take a look. These are exclusive pictures from inside of that train that derailed on Long Island. A CNN employee was on the train that jumped the tracks. The photos show passengers inside a train car that has some busted seats from the impact. And as you can see, some of the windows on that train broken in the damage as well. Well, in a few hours, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump square off in the second presidential debate. But looming large, that audio recording featuring Trump's crude comments about women. ABC's Karen Travers has more on what we can expect from both candidates tonight.
Round 2, and all signs point to a defiant Donald Trump going on the attack. The controversy still growing over comments from Trump about women, recorded in 2005 and obtained by the Washington Post.
Just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just I don't even wait. Grab them by the I could do anything.
The Republican Party is reeling, many in the GOP blasting their nominee. Trump's longtime friend Rudy Giuliani, the only member of Team Trump out this morning doing damage control.
And I think Donald Trump has expressed that very, very clearly, that he's ashamed of himself and he's embarrassed.
Can Trump himself convey that tonight?
Go in there humbly, go in there in a way of some humility that says, you know, I messed up. He's not going to do that. That's not who he is. He's probably going to attack.
Trump signaling he's going nuclear, turning the conversation to not just Hillary, but Bill Clinton. First, this from Friday night.
Bill Clinton has actually abused women, and Hillary has bullied, attacked, shamed, and intimidated his victim.
And Trump retweeting Clinton rape accuser Juanita Broaddrick. The former president has denied those allegations. Broaddrick has never pursued criminal charges.
Good Donald Trump, drop out of the race.
Hillary Clinton has now had days to prepare for these attacks.
Tonight's debate is designed for voters to hear from the candidates, hear real positive solutions, and that's what Secretary Clinton is prepared to do tonight.
Half of the questions at tonight's town hall debate will come from pre-selected audience members. Campaigns hope that means the focus will be on policy, not just scandals. Karen Travers, ABC News, St. Louis.
Should certainly be an interesting night. Still to come here on ABC7, a TV star visits the Suncoast to discuss faith. Dog the Bounty Hunter tells churchgoers in Bradenton how negative choices can sometimes lead to a positive result.
What does it mean when New South Window says factory direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2016 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Complimentary maintenance included. At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
It's time to upgrade your favorite news app. Now, ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a dynamic brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Stay connected with new features that make it easy to submit photos, share stories on Facebook and Twitter, and save stories for reading at a later time. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store. ABC7's all-new My Suncoast News app. Just another way we're here for you. Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life. Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Vargas. Working the late shift can be tough on your health, but new research is showing it's not as bad for women as once thought. Monday on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll show you how working overnights impacts a woman's risk of certain cancers. John?
After a pretty nice weekend, we'll take a look at the work week ahead, let you know whether we'll have any more tropical impacts.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Dwayne Chapman is known for his role as Dog the Bounty Hunter on the A&E network, but today he visited Bradenton as a Christian and a guest speaker at the Source Church. Chapman delivered a personal message of redemption on Sunday during 3 different services. He spoke about his mother taking him to services regularly as a child, and he also discussed a difficult time in his life as a former member of a gang and eventually serving 5 years in state prison after being convicted of first-degree murder. A time he says shaped his persona and his faith.
Got a Bible in here? I said. They go, no, this is prison. There ain't no Bibles here. What? Yeah, we're past that point. We're all going to hell here.
Today, Chapman is a 2-time New York Times best-selling author. Former gang members gave him his nickname Dog, which is God spelled backwards, as he often talked about religion. Dozens of four-legged superheroes are on display in downtown Sarasota. 52 superhero sculptures are lined up on South Palm Avenue from Main Street down to McCanch Square. Each dog sculpture is sponsored by a community group, and ABC7 is proud to sponsor the sculpture of Journey. The piece with the most votes will be honored as top dog of the Superheroes Parade on Parade. The Southeastern Guide Dogs say it's already planning next year's Superheroes on Parade Puppy Edition for Sarasota. Can't wait for that. And it's nice to finally share our sculpture with someone else in the community. We're always looking at it in the lobby there, but it's good. Good that 52 different people got involved with those sculptures. Lovely. So let's get another check on our weather here. Steve, how are we looking today?
We are going to have some of the nicest weather we've had since spring. This is the best forecast any of us in the Weather Center have been able to give you since probably March.
All right.
And today was not a bad day at all in itself, but tomorrow is going to be even drier, I think. You can see from our Lakewood Ranch cam a few clouds blowing in during the day, but the air is much drier than we've seen for quite some time, and it's going to get drier still. Taking a look here at temperatures and dew points, we measure the humidity by looking at the dew point, which is how cool the air has to get before the humidity becomes 100% and things condense. And during the summer, they're in the 70s to near 80, which is why it's so sticky and humid. We've cooled off or dried off to the 60s already behind a cool front that came through earlier today. But look what happens overnight into the 50s for tomorrow morning and during the day. And slowly the dew points will creep back up. But I don't think we're going to jump back up to the kind of humidity we had all summer long. So let's enjoy the next few days. And it's a result of this cool front that is stretching down from Hurricane Matthew up to the north, and it stretches all the way down across the Florida Straits. Speaking of Matthew, its effects are waning, although still a little gusty in the Carolina Outer Banks, but the skies are clearing across North Carolina, which is just what they need. These are radar estimates of rain for the last couple of days, and the reason the heaviest rain didn't fall right along the coast is that counterclockwise circulation around Matthew caused the air, the moist air, to blow upslope toward the Piedmont. That orographic lifting, as we call it, actually condensed it along this line. This was the sweet spot where the heaviest rain fell, and boy, there was some heavy rain, especially in South and North Carolina. From the I-95 corridor to the south and east, 7 to 8 inches of rain there. Record rainfall in eastern North Carolina, a foot of rain to the south and east of Fayetteville. Raleigh-Durham had street flooding with 5 to 6 inches of rain there. It also rained heavily far away from the center of Matthew, up into the southern and central part of Virginia. Even the Delmarva Peninsula, one spot, got over 11 inches of rain. The good news is high pressure is building in. They don't need any more rain in the Carolinas, so those rivers and streams can subside, and that's going to happen for the next several days as high pressure prevails for them and for us behind this weak little cool front. Taking a look at our future cast, we still have Tropical Storm Nicole out in the Atlantic. It's going to move offshore. That's what's left of Matthew. Matthew also moving offshore. And behind the cool front over Florida, winds will be blowing from the northeast, bringing in that dry air for the next couple, 3 days. It starts to moisten up a little bit later on in the week, but you can see it looks pretty nice right on through the forecast period. Here's the weather headlines, the things you need to remember. We have milder and drier weather heading our way this week, and that means spectacular weather. You're going to love the next couple, 3 days, and low rain chance, if not non-existent rain chance, right on until next weekend. Heading out on the water tomorrow, northeast winds, that's the dry direction, 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet, a moderate chop on bay and inland waters. A great day at the beach with the air temperature 85, the water temperature 83, UV indexed be 8. Here's my forecast for tonight. You're going to wake up to a really beautiful morning. Low temperature 66 with northeast winds anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour. And the 7-day outlook shows that pattern last for another morning. 67 the low for Tuesday morning. Temperatures in the 80s rather than over 90. I like it, Adam. I think it's going to be around a while.
Now, sports.
It's NFL Sunday, but the Bucs will have to wait one more day to take on the reigning NFC South champs Carolina Panthers for the first time this season. The Panthers will be without MVP quarterback Cam Newton on Monday night as he follows concussion protocol from the last week. Derek Anderson will get the start in his place. Anderson went 2-0 against the Bucs the last time he filled in for Newton back in 2014. The second place Bucs could improve to 500 in the division with a win in Carolina. Kickoff is at 8:30 on ESPN. Now, the Dolphins did play this afternoon, but it was a rough day for that man, Ryan Tannehill. 2 interceptions and a lot of time spent on the turf. Sacked 6 times today, that one by Derek Morgan from the Tennessee Titans. First quarter, Marcus Mariota in the red zone fakes the handoff, and he's going to go in untouched. Titans up 7-0. Second quarter, Titans punt the ball away to Jakeem Grant, the rookie, looking to make a spark for this Miami team. He gets to the sidelines, turns it upfield, and after some nifty footwork, breaks free of the defenders for a 74-yard punt return. Grant's first career score. It ties the game at 7. But here was the dagger. Game tied at 14, less than a minute left in the half. Mariota drops back, finds Delanie Walker for a go-ahead touchdown. Ryan Tannehill receiving boos from his home crowd as early as the second quarter, and the Dolphins dropped this one. The Dolphins dropped to 1-4 with a loss to Tennessee. The Union Cyclist International BMX Finals are wrapping up here in Sarasota. The sport is described as sprint cycling over a specially prepared dirt track like the one at the Sarasota Youth Complex. It's the last of 5 stops around the globe for the World Cup. The event reportedly brought over 100 male riders and about 25 female riders to Sarasota. It's one of the top racing series in the world.
So we've got riders from over 30 different countries here. Obviously, it's part of the World Tour. There are 5 stops around the world. The first one in Argentina, Santiago del Estero. They then went through to Manchester in the UK and then through to Papendal in the Netherlands. We're at Rock Hill in South Carolina last weekend, and then obviously finishing up here, the final stop of the tour in Sarasota. And obviously the top elite men and women in the world coming off the Olympic Games.
The World Cup is followed by thousands of fans around the world and broadcasted in over 70 countries. Today in Sarasota, the organization crowns its World Cup champion for the season. And some are saying the anti-doping summit hosted by the International Olympic Committee has failed to restore confidence in the agency's ability to protect clean athletes. The summit was an effort to restore confidence between the IOC and the World Anti-Doping Agency, which was damaged by the Russian cheating scandal ahead of the Rio Games. World sport leaders backed WADA, calling for more resources and beefed up authority. But today, the 59-member Institute of National Anti-Doping Organizations called the summit, quote, not sufficient, and declared the IOC has only come part way to restoring its credibility for the clean athletes of the world. More to come here on ABC7. Stay with us.